What's going on, everyone? NoZoupForYou here. We're in another week right now. We're in another month. March is here. And we've got some interesting news that Wargaming has just passed on to us regarding some future game modes. So I'm going to touch on that. I'm going to touch a little bit on ranked right now as well, because that's what you're watching. And oof, look at that, Alaska. This round was kind of fun for me, just because a lot of players decided to present their broadside, a lot of players decided to do some strange things, and, you know, anytime you get a kraken and ranked gameplay, things go good, and this is what I'm talking about right here. Look at this. This poor Missouri and Alaska got tied up, and when you're broadside, you know, that's not really how you want to be tied up if a Musashi's facing you, and no biggie right there, just one citadel, but I'll take it. And already I'm at 60,000 damage, and this round's just begun. So this is what's going to be playing. But first, let's touch on Axis and Allies, the new game mode recently announced by World of Warships. And you know, I'm kind of looking forward to this. I think it's a very fun idea. I've been calling for something like this for quite some time. I think several years ago even. I suggested something like this, and finally, you know, we're on wargaming time. Things take a lot longer for them to do, but eventually they get around to it. I guess that's the luxury of having a game that you know that's going to be around for a decade or so. So here we are. Axis and Allies are about to be tested out, and the way it's going to work is you have historical ships fighting historical ships, no paper ships, and as the name implies, you've got the Axis on one side and Allies on the other. So if you're on one team, you can only... And, ooh, first blood. Look at that. I love seeing fireworks on this ship with my Yamamoto captain on my Yamato. Actually, my Musashi, Yamato's brethren. And the Musashi is just... I hate to say it, but it's so overranked for ranked gameplay. It really is. Especially when you slap Deadeye on it, which I've done, which I'm sure everybody that runs the Musashi does, because that's what you do in it. And there's another citadel. Already I have a high caliber. I mean, honestly, I think this is the quickest high caliber I have ever had. I mean, we're barely, what, 4 minutes into the round, and high caliber already? Good God. I'm enjoying every moment of it, though. So... Axis and Allies, if you're on the Axis side, you can only play Axis ships. If you're on the Allied side, you can only play Allied ships. And there's another Citadel, and there's another ship that goes down, though it wasn't a lot of damage right there. Poor Roma. We're an interesting breed in World Warships, you know. Even when we're given something that we want, we find ways to complain about it. And inevitably, players are obviously bringing up the fact that the US and the Allies has all the radar and that the Axis doesn't, and it's going to be a one-sided, lopsided battle. Rather than focusing on the good and the fact that we're getting new game modes, we immediately go to worst-case scenarios and how it's going to be lopsided and unfair. You know what? I don't care. I'm gonna give it a chance. I'm excited about new game modes. I'm excited about the fact that we can play something different, and I don't have to get stuck in a standard battle on Tears of the Sun or Epicenter on Tears of the Sun. New game modes are good. I mean, give it a chance, seriously. And yes, I know that the US has all the radar, but you know what? Japan has all the destroyers that have devastating torpedoes and whatnot, so I'm sure players will cope. They will find a way. If you're on the Axis, you will find a way to survive. I mean, hell, I'm playing an Axis ship right here that's absolutely devastating every Allied ship on the other side, including this Paper Georgia right here. So, I think players will be okay regardless of what team they're on, and Axis and Allies. Just be excited for it. Be excited for a new game mode. I do suggest, though, that the Axis does get the Jean Bart. I mean, it would be fitting, since it was technically an Axis or a Vichy France ship. So, maybe we'll just give them all France's ships to help them out. I don't know. Something like that. Anyhow, Axis and Allies, I'm excited. I'm looking forward to it. I want to see it. I want to play it. I don't care what side I'm on. I'll make do with whatever side I'm on. Radar doesn't bother me. Radar never has bothered me. I mean, I know some players think it's the worst thing in the world, but as a destroyer player, you learn to deal with it. You learn to avoid it. You learn to play around it. And I'm sure that's what will happen with this game mode. So, that's all I'm going to say about that. I'm going to move on to some ranked gameplay talk right now. I'm up to 181,000. You know, it's a decent round. I'll be honest. It's pretty good. One of my better rounds. And down goes Georgia right there for my third claim ship. And Missouri here just wants to be broadside as well. So I'll let him do that. If he wants to be broadside to me, he's more than welcome to. So we'll see what happens here. Oh, can't quite get a Citadel, but 15,000 damage, I'll take it. And he said, okay, I'm going to veer away right now. And I've just pushed on through to the other side. The thing I wanted to touch about ranked was, you know, the qualifying rounds are probably the most miserable thing I've ever done in ranked gameplay. And, you know, I've talked to people that breezed right through them, 5 wins in a row or whatever, and for some reason, my luck, maybe it was the time of day I was playing, I had some really good rounds. Couldn't keep a star to save my life because there'd always be someone that beat me out by like 5 or 10 points and was playing to keep their star, you know, hiding in the back on the J line. And, you know, I'm up in the middle trying to do my thing, trying to play aggressive and win it for the team, and I just felt like the whole yo-yo thing was in full force, and it just was horrible. Honestly, it just made for pure misery, and wow, kind of whiffed up on that right there. Look at this guy. Yeah, there's always someone that gets angry. Always someone that gets angry. I love seeing salt in the chat, especially on a beatdown. It's like, dude, your team's not the one that's screwing up. Sometimes you just get bested. What have you done to help your team? Really? What are you doing to help them? So they're not there to help you. What did you do? Did you charge off on yourself? You know, 9 times out of 10 when we get sunk or something goes wrong, we are the only ones we can blame. It's our fault. Just like, you know, oh, I lost 10 rounds in a row. My team sucked. Well, you know, there's one constant in those 10 rounds that you lost, and it's not your team. You are the constant. I mean, I've got streaks where I lose and lose and lose, and I have to walk away, and I look at my gameplay, and I'm like, well, I haven't done much to help. It's just the way it is. But yeah, qualifying rounds were just, for a lot of players, they're an absolute misery. And I don't know if they created these to be some kind of filler between seasons or these sprints that they're having. I don't know why you have to qualify if you've already qualified by making it to rank 1 in the previous league. Again, I suspect it's just filler, but good God, just absolutely miserable. And there's the 4th sunken ship right there, and I'm at 215,000 damage. Anytime I can crack 200,000 in a ranked round, I think I'm pretty happy. And there's one ship left, and the only ship that I fear in the Musashi. Anything with deep waters. So I'm a little nervous right now because I know it's near, but you know what? I'm just going to charge any of this Asashio. I mean, what else can he do to me? He just expended his torpedoes, so I don't think he has his reload booster up, so I'm just going to start firing at him. And there's the Confederate right there. I'm switching to HE right now. I'm going to go after him. But yeah, very, very excited about Axis and Allies. Want to know if you are as well. Are you looking forward to it, or are you upset that one side's not going to get radar? Oh, there's another one. Trash team, trash ass Alaska. Yes, I'm sure it was the Alaska's fault you all lost. No, it's my fault you all lost. Because I sank 5 out of 7 of your teammates. I'm feeling a little cocky today. I don't know why. It's the coffee. It's the coffee. I'm normally a lot more modest than this. But it was a good round. And I'm going to try and do my best to take out this Asashio right here. I only shaved off half his damage. I do want him, though. I want this kill because that gives me that wonderful, all-powerful kraken. I get to release the kraken if I can get him, and I think I told you in the beginning of this round that I did get him. I did. And it secured the round for me. I whiffed on him right there, but fortunately, I have more rounds left. Got him right there. Got the kraken. Just a hell of a round. A fun round at that. Again, let me know your thoughts on Axis and Allies, and let me know how qualifiers went for you. How you enjoyed it, or tell me about your lack of enjoyment. Because I'm interested to know how things fared for you. You keep me updated as rank goes along. I will as well. And as always, thank you all for watching. I hope you have a wonderful time. Just shy of 3,000 base XP. That's cool, though. Exciting round. Take it easy. Zoop out.